changing your mindset and being grateful for the things that you think like happen to you. I know we've mentioned in previous podcasts that, you know, things are happening for you, not to you. And a lot of people think like, oh no, you don't understand my childhood, or you don't understand, maybe my parents or my friends or my husband or the situation that I'm in. But try your very best to try to find like the positive side of something that you can look back and think like, oh, that was so hard. um i I think about in college, I didn't have a car and I had to pay for my own college. So I was working and going to school, and I found a job that was like, it was like 3 miles away from like where I was living. It was a deli. And I had to walk to work like every single day, rain, snow, sleet. Um, and I could look back and be like, oh my gosh, like, why didn't my parents buy me a car? Or, why, whatever. You could think all the different things. But the reality is, I did actually have a lot of friends that chipped in and would pick me up and take me there. There was older people that worked at the deli. I'm like this college kid, and I'll be like, I was like hungover, partying the night before, and this old man from the deli would come pick me up at like 7 in the morning from my college house to take me to work. But I look back and I, can laugh on it now. And I don't think like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I had to do that. Like it really, like, one, I didn't realize how much I love walking and like being one with nature. I was able to like clear my mind, and I don't I probably was in a meditative state and I didn't know it back then. But I look back and I'm thinking like, oh, I really appreciated that. I really did enjoy it. But it also gave other people opportunity to help me out, and you got to think of it that way. Like if you turn down people from helping you, not letting them have an opportunity um, to help, and you know, then you're losing out on an opportunity to be grateful for that person for helping. So it's all like this big circle, and we all should take the time to help each other out and allow people to help us. And that circle of gratitude will just continue and flourish.
I once met a person that said, you remind me of him, but it was years ago. And I said, why don't you help? I remember we were at the university and there was this lady, like a cleaning lady, and some things fell and I was helping and I asked my friend, why don't you help her? Said, what do I get out of it? And well, what you get out of it, like because there's some people that think like that, and you do get so much. Like I feel like the promise of our creator is you may not get things back or but just the love that you feel when you help someone. That's enough of gift back to you. It doesn't have to be anything else, just helping someone else and having the opportunity, like you will said, of helping someone. That's gift enough. Going back to what you were saying, it takes either a very evolved soul to see that, or it takes years. Because when things happen to you that you don't like the childhood you were mentioning, and you complain and you are upset and you fret and you wonder and you ask God why things happen to you, and then you lose a job or you lose a partner, something, and you are always complaining. But as you grow older, now that I'm in my 50s, I see that all those things were really not bad.
No.
Every little thing got something way better. And it's easier said than being in the moment and realizing it. It takes a lot, a lot. But I can tell you, it's gonna go away and you're gonna see through it. And I remember the last time that I went through something really difficult, I kept thinking of the tunnel. And I was like, the light is gonna come soon. The light is gonna come soon. And it was years. I'm not gonna lie. It was not easy. But eventually the light, I could see the light. And as the process went by, now I treasure those times because it was a catalyst for a lot of growth.
Mhm.
And, those things will happen. And when we do want to see it and we trust in the process, then that makes it so much easier. Even if we're in pain, it does help.
Like you were saying, like some things are just a catalyst. Like it's just to push us, out of our comfort zone into something bigger and better. And we can, like, I don't want to make everything sound like it's sunshine and roses. Like some things are crappy. So you probably, went through something crappy in your life or your childhood. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it or say like that bad thing did not happen to you, because 100%. I think we all need, it's so healing to look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, this bad thing happened to me. It was not
Yeah.
okay. And I deserve better. However, where the gratitude part can kind of come through is where like you're like, I'm not going to carry that on, for this next generation. I'm not going to do something like that. I'm grateful that I was able to see that that was not okay. And I'm not going to carry that on, with this next generation. So sometimes, when we say to be grateful for everything, we're not trying to just
Minimize. Yeah.
exactly and not minimize the situations people have been in. And I know there's been some really hard times, and you deserve to cry over them and be held and comforted and told that you didn't deserve that. However, I think where the gratitude comes in is just appreciate that you're not going to deal with that ever again, and you learned a lesson, and, you're going to do better in the future, for your loved ones.